Now, people, Jamaica is in a very sad state of affair. Just imagine you bring your family member to the hospital. Emergency, life-saving situation needed. When you bring your family member to that hospital, which you think should have all the amenities to take care of certain problem, they tell you that, well, we cannot accommodate your family member right now. However, we are going to transfer your family member. Remember, you brought your family member to this place of recovery because it was an emergency. What emergency mean? Dire straight, meaning that attention is needed immediately. You take them to this hospital, Princess Margaret Hospital to be specific, and they tell you that we are going to transfer your family member. However, we need an ambulance. We are going to make some calls and we are going to get an ambulance here ASAP. 3 days later, 72 hours later, your family member dies waiting in that hospital. The person, the employee at that hospital that exposed the fact that this man has been waiting for an ambulance for 3 days, that person is put on administrative leave. Call it say that person get fired. I want you to take a look to what persons who are privy to this situation has to say, meaning politicians, meaning councillors, of what happened and why this lady should be given a promotion. The person that is the whistleblower ends up losing her job because she exposed the dirty deeds at this hospital. There is no sorts of ambulance. Persons are actually DEADING. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
That's why I have to speak on this matter. All respect to the chairman. But if you have a man family, if you have 2 ambulance working, I mean, say I want alone now. If you have 2 ambulance working, I have a man in the hospital from Sunday evening. You want to tell me that you can't find a way to schedule him? That one of those ambulance move him by a Tuesday midday, the man go down, up to Tuesday midday. Remember, a hard condition, meaning the worst of all, our clothes here are in that category. With serious pain, the man feels serious pain. Serious pain, like you have a clot something. Serious pain. And you want to tell me that you even at that time you have to call, what do you call Portland, wherever town, and this is an emergency, and we have to deal with it such way. So it is never acceptable to me to say we only have 2 ambulances, and that member saying, no, like the man just come in, no, and the man dead 2 hours later, 3 hours later, and 8 hours later, we have hours, we have like 72 hours. So if we can't get an ambulance schedule for a patient within 72 hours, it is saying one thing, we can come to a clear conclusion that the Princess Margaret Hospital is a failure. If in 72 hours you can't get an ambulance for a dying patient, the hospital is a failure and none of us should never go there. And I can say this because I'm not employed here, so they can't fire me. Like how they want to fire the lady. Which they cannot fire the lady. And I'm saying to the management body of the Princess Margaret Hospital, that lady should be promoted because she's speaking the truth. She's looking out for the people of St. Thomas, which are that the employees them to do. So don't tell me in a 72 hours we can't find an ambulance man. We feel as a parish that we can't give a dying patient an ambulance within 72 hours. And I'm disappointed this morning for none of the GLB councillors to stand and support my point. They are a bunch of hypocrites. Because the greatest gift is life. And when I look and say life just taken away, just like that, you know, I rest my case.
So
chairman.
Now, people, this is an emergency. That man went in with a hard condition in immense pain. So therefore, emergency mean urgency, mean urgently. This patient has to be seen urgently. 72 hours after, no ambulance. Cannot schedule an ambulance. And we see our Minister of Health, Mr. Tufton, a big up him chest. Don't you realize that these incompetent people in Jamaica, they are very arrogant. Them walk around as if them chest up high in the sky, as if them bigger than the Almighty himself. However, they cannot accomplish the simplest task. When we think about the fact that Jamaica is one of the most MURDEROUS places on planet Earth, and every day that we get up and see some people get caught up ACCIDENT rapidly. No sorts of ambulance. The ambulance that you see on the street, they are private. That means if your money not tall like the sky, don't even call them. They will drive by and see you lay down a DEAD on the street. That is not their job title. That is not their job description. So obviously, we see the Ministry of Health is an epic failure. That hospital, along with most of the hospital, 99.99% of the hospital, these people do not care about person's health and worse, person's life. People are DEADING, and I know that that is not a word. That is just how I speak. What is even worse, these people, whenever someone exposes them are going to try get rid of the whistleblower, the person that actually cares, have patience with patience, because they want the BS to continue without people knowing exactly what is going on. I am sure that Princess Margaret, whose name that hospital is named after, I am assuming that she is from England, is probably tossing and turning in her grave right now and thinking, in the year of our Lord 2024, I can't even believe these bloody incompetents at the hospital in my name, in my honor. I cannot even sip my tea and eat waffles. People, this must be a joke in the name of Benny Hill. People, may I tell you, Jamaica gone to the dogs. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is incompetence, recklessness, irresponsibility, and lack thereof emergency vehicle on the roads. I am speaking about an incident that took place in a Portland less than 24 hours ago, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. to be specific, in which a taxi with about 7 occupants or so was driving on the way to Port Antonio, going towards Buff Bay, when it was speeding, slammed into the right side of a truck that was carrying some sorts of sand or gravel and stone. The impact was so much that when this taxi ran into that truck, the taxi was a mangled mess. Pretty much the front of the engine inside of the vehicle. The front seat lay back in the back seats, and the persons that were on that side pretty much get the worst of it. After everything, 2 persons lost their life. 14-year-old Jujan Winter, Onijah Lindsay, I don't know her age. It is said both of them attended Titchfield High School. They are no longer with us. Condolences to the family, friends, and students and teachers at that school. 4 other persons, like I said, were also taken in a very bad condition. Now, the stories are conflicting. Some people say the truck was parked there for repair, Based on what the Popo is saying, the truck was going in the same direction. Don't know if it meant it was pointed to the same direction. However, the fact that I saw gravel, sand, and stone drop out, it tells me that this truck might have been mobile. People, me can't confirm. What I can confirm is that a whole bunch of people get hurt and 2 people DEAD unexpectedly, prematurely. Now we see that the MP for the area, Darrell Vaz, and the road council, they have some sorts of emergency meeting to come up with a plan, an intricate plan of how they can stop this. People, there is nothing that can be done until the culture and mindsets. Until you can take up some of these lead off these people's foot. Until you can BEAT some sorts of common sense and rational thinking. Until the quest to chase money, money being the motive, is not the priority, and it is the health and wealth and lives of people on the street that is the sole priority. Yes, we need to get around. However, we need to get around in a very safe manner. And again, surprisingly, speeding was the cause. This could have easily been prevented. And again, no sorts of an obvious absence of emergency vehicle. We see people are fling picnic in a truck back, in a van back, in a taxi to take them to the hospital. No Popo, no emergency vehicle ambulance was on the scene ever at all. Just as in many cases over the past couple of decades. Don't know when the Ministry of Health is going to get it in their head that, listen, you know that emergency vehicle might be a priority in this country where so many persons, 500, 400 or so on an annual basis, losing them life. 1,600 people, 1,400 people are DEAD at the hands of GUNS. Wouldn't that be a priority? No, their priority is to give themselves between 100 and 300% raise. Want a whole lot but do a very little job. So therefore, overpaid and underproducing. Recipe for disaster. Hence why we're in the situation like we're in. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is the facts about a situation that took place at a place called Wild Streets, Wild West, downtown Kingston. Based on the information, based on what the mother is saying, that mother's name is Kellyanne Mills. Her son Maurice is the 15-year-old or one of the teen that lost their life. In other 4 people we got caught up and 3 persons lost their life. The mother is saying that she hear all sorts of bloggers say things that her son was a target. Her son was involved in some sorts of gang activity. And I also heard that this teen is a son of a poor people me can't validate. The mother is saying that if you go around and ask anybody, my son is not involved, so therefore bloggers, people on social media stop mix up my son's name. My son is not a gangster, however, my son is a little bit hard-headed. Based on what the mother is saying, he went there to meet some girl that lives in some sorts of housing scheme in America. Them call it Project. Low-income community. She warned him before, listen, don't go over there. Go look for that girl. Don't go over there for no sorts of reason. None at all. But again, teenage, him never listen and it hurt him. It causes DEATH. The mother says she told him don't go over there because there's all sorts of gang activity. And if you ask the MP or ask the Popo, they will tell you that there has been a series of unfortunate reprisal, KILLINGS, over the past couple of years or so. So therefore, this is some sorts of ongoing ish. Based on what the Popo is saying, there is some sorts of gang, I think something another, Kelly. Don't quote me on the name. They have some sorts of GANG feuds, and the people that break away, they came back and they did the reprisal on their old gang. So therefore, them know, say, them other people, them they over there, they know where they're from. So therefore, friendly, F-I-R-E-R, friends, turns enemy. What is even more disturbing about the whole thing, it is said that close to where a stone's throw from where this incident took place, there's a po and soldier post that is supposed to be posted right there. However, it seems as if the gangster them psychs out the po. They call these po. The po left to attend to a next place. Based on what your security minister, Mr. Dr. Horace Chang, is saying, they should not leave unless them get instruction from high command. So therefore, nobody not supposed to call them and psych them out and make them move. So therefore, had they been there, or pretty much the gangsters was watching use psychs and fool them, trick them. So it seems as if the gangsters or the ex-gangsters had spot a lion pan spots or watch out the good or the bad. They then decided that this is going to be the opportune moments when the cat's away, the mice will play. Even worse in this case, the AK and the M to the 16 will spray, and people's life was going to get snuffed out. And the sad thing about this whole situation is if you ask the residents them in the area or ask the gang members, what is the motive? What started this stuff a couple of years ago? Them are going to tell you, say, well, you know, say, in a 2000 rate, this man family get take outs. So therefore, him go over this and take out that man family. And then that man family come back and take out this man family. All sorts of horse, DEAD and cow fats. But people cannot give you a direct reason what caused, what was started, the start of it, what was the motive and why it still continues. People like me say, these people, misery loves company. These people have a hate for each other that is so deep, so entrenched in them genes, in them chromosome. It's as if as soon as them see the ops, they want to wipe out the ops. And as soon as they see their friend that turn enemy, friend enemy, it even worse. People, the thirst for BLOOD is unexplainable. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, I received a couple of pictures less than 24 hours ago. And it is of a young lady, her name Brittany Gibbs. She is said to be 30-year-old. She is from Woodland District that is in Hanover. Based on the information, it is said that persons heard all sorts of loud explosion. When them called po check on the scene, they saw this lady laying on her side. The whole of her cranium pretty much was out, leaking on the side of the street. They also saw a toddler, which is said to be hers, right beside the body. Now, people, when you think about stuff like this, you have to ask the question, what could be the motive? Is this some sorts of disgruntled father? Is this lady some sorts of, if them can't catch Quark or them catch her shot or him shot? Did this lady cross somebody? Is this bad mind? Is this competition because of some sorts of business? Or is this place just totally crazy? Gone are the days when persons, if people see them in the presence of them pitney, they wouldn't allow it. We're talking about a couple of decades ago. In this present Jamaica madness, people not care if they're in the presence of pitney, you're in the middle of a crowd, them are going to spray up the place and take them chance. If them have KILL 100 innocent people, if them get you, they are good with that. They consider it's part of doing business, collateral damage, casualty of war. Them not care. Once them get the target, once their objective is attained, that is good enough for them. These people have no sorts of conscience. And this is a next perfect example. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, Please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.